Great profit. Good, that's our topic for today. My name is Mercy John and I'm the moderator for today's session.
The Plugged In podcast is brought to you by the Youth Fellowship of RCCG, the Life Center.
And we have our fantastic panelists. They are going to be introducing themselves.
Owoduni Daniel. So I'm into cars. I'm into automobile. I buy, resell, rebrand, and all of it.
My name is Ayodeji. I'm a social media marketer and an entrepreneur.
My name is Solomon Obeto. I'm into real estate and let me just stop there.
I'm Elvis Onobume Ogbiko. I manage the operations of the Akrala Group.
Thank you for that beautiful introduction. So we'll just get into today's questions. So I'm going to be asking the first question to Elvis. Okay, so what inspired you to personally choose what you do for the group of company you work for?
There were a couple of things. I'll just say maybe a few things. First of all, the biggest inspiration is building Nigeria's infrastructure. So our major line of business is in the energy sector, and energy sector, power, electricity, and oil and gas, and all of that. So Nigeria is still in its developing stage, and there's a lot to build. There's a lot to provide for the country. So that is like a big inspiration for me. So going into what I do, it is about identifying that this is something that we really need in this country, and this is an area that I can be a part of. So that was a major inspiration.
Okay, how did I start what I'm doing? Well, basically, I got invited by a friend. After several interviews, awaiting their response back after stage 3 and so on. So I was called upon. I wasn't called upon, sorry. So a friend of mine asked me, "Alpha, what's up? How far with your jobs?" As it clicked, I said no. He now asked if I were interested in what he does. So before then, he used to send me vehicles to post. Before this question came up, he used to send me vehicles. So when it was now job struggle, still waiting for feedback and so on, he just asked, "Alpha, are you sure you'll not come?" And I was like, wow. So I'll be coming to town every day. How will that be possible? And he told me, if it's your transport, I will sort that till you are okay. And eventually did that. I think he kept till I only God knows when he will just, "Alpha, are you going home today?" On his own way, he will just give me transport. So entering into the business, although personally I love cars, definitely everybody loves cars here, but something more of us love cars. And for me, I started driving very early. If you grow up way back and not, I think around 12, 13, I was already driving. So it was something I wanted to actually dive into. So when I got to the marketplace and saw how wonderful it was, I fell in love instant. It was love at first sight. At the first day, from that first day, the passion just came from nowhere.
Duni, so this is for you. So what would you say was your turning point that convinced you to take that step?
So the turning point for me that actually made me take that steps was when one of my boss was given a vehicle to sell. Now, he didn't have a penny on the car. It's your car. You brought it for us to sell. He sold that car and made, I think, 5 million naira without he adding a penny. They gave us a car that is because of I was now with them, which is a car stand. They gave us a car. He sold that car without adding a penny. We didn't do anything. Like, you just gave me your car to sell. Then the person that came to buy traveled all the way and he sold it and made 5 million. And I was like, so this business can be this sweet. You don't need to have capital. You don't need to struggle to have capital. You can just stay in it and build a capital. That one passed. Another one came. Somebody sold, made 500. Is it this easy? someone that one passed, someone sold, gained 500k. I was like, so it's just to sell somebody's car, make you don't need to even have a car, your own is just have who will buy. So gradually, I think that was my turning point, especially that 5 million. That one actually, I was like, so my guy just sold somebody's car, made 5 million. The person's money was sent to him, his 5 million naira was in his account. So it was that simple because of with time, he has developed contacts, and the person that actually brought that particular car needed money. So the price was actually on the distress, so that was why he could get that kind of wide margin. Yeah, that wide margin profit.
The next question goes to Ayodeji. You're into social media management, right? How profitable can someone be in that business, in that space?
I don't think there's a cap on it as of today, because the demand for social media had been rising if you track it back like 6 years ago, right? But what will determine how profitable someone can get will be how you position yourself and how skilled you are. For an entry level, it might be very capped at what minimum wage could be, or even way lesser. But when it comes to how you present yourself, right? Because you will see social media managers are now being hired as staffs in company. When I started I gained the knowledge early not to go through that route, because that route, your money is capped, right? But I went through the route of having an agency. So that way, I'm managing like 4 or 5 companies at once. So if each company wants to pay me what they will pay a minimum wage, that's times 4 of it every month throughout the year, until they say they are no longer in contract with me, right? So, and then you could also have your own kind of products that are one-off that you sell to people. So that's why I said it's not really capped. It's based on how you position yourself and how knowledgeable you are about how money works in the industry. Yes. Okay. Well, the most rewarding financial in one gig, let me use the word gig, is very, very juicy. What would take a normal person to make in a year, I was able to make that in just 3 days. And it's why I said it's juicy is because I'm able to leverage the networks I have to be able to get gigs constantly. God has been helping me. I've never went a month without revenue for the past 3 years, right? So it has been consistent. But often there comes gigs where they just come one time and they offset you for like 6 months. What you're supposed to do and sit down and go out for, just do it with a simple basic skill that you have. And I might add, the journey is not that I didn't come into social media management out of money. Let me put it that way. It wasn't money that brought me at first. It was out of passion. At the time when I came in, there was no social media managers. Like, it doesn't exist. It's just a facade, right? But the passion of, can somebody give me some money while I press phone for them? Like, let them be doing their cake business while I just come around and use my phone, capture and put a caption on Instagram and post it. That was where it started from. So when it started making more money, it became very more juicy.
So how about the non-financial ones?
Can you break that down a little?
Okay, so you stay in your corner, right, and do those posts, get it. So there are some. So before you even got to posting for people, I know that you would have been playing for people without finance coming in.
Yeah.
So how were you able to manage that till you now got to the point and money now comes in?
Oh, well, if I'm going to take it back, I started as a volunteer. Voluntarily, let me help you do this. But what you just need to do is to buy data subscription for me. I'm talking about the days. How many of us used BlackBerry? How many of us in the house used Blackberries? Those are the old guys, right? The days of BIS subscription, 3,000, 2,000, 1,500 for socials. People that use BIS, we remember that. That was where it started from. But what kept me till the money came was that I started when I didn't need money as such. I started when I was in my parents' house in uni, right? So my bills are being paid. I didn't think I needed money as of then. But when I moved to Abuja after NYSC, was the first time I received a paycheck for my social media management work. And it was from a church. They have me come around, record the sermon, cut the clips, and post it on social media. My first check was 7,000 naira. But it felt good because to me it was passion. I just love doing this thing. Like there was one comedy guy that said that I would do this thing for free. You don't have to pay me, but of course you have to pay me. I need my money. So
You're into real estate, right? And from my research, I know going into real estate can be difficult. You have to have patience, you have to be committed. So how would you recommend anyone that wants to start right now?
How I would recommend someone that wants to start real estate? Well, that's a thick question. I will not lie because I remember how I started and it was almost like chance. But the truth is, it's not actually a very difficult one. With proper guidance, anyone can actually do real estate. That's just the truth. It's not all about going outside and sharing flyers or necessarily having contacts, good network actually. With good good advertisement, ads, basically running ads online, it's sufficient enough for anyone to start real estate. So I would easily recommend anyone to start, and there are certain obstacles that you don't necessarily need to meet if you have the proper guidance. So for me, anyone can actually start it with ease. The reason why some people don't go far in the business is because of big eyes. You may have the opportunity of closing a massive deal and you have some other people by your side to support you in closing it, but because you are so much concerned about only you making that money without sharing with someone, you can eventually lose the whole stuff completely. So that's why I say don't allow greed to consume you.
What's one thing you would have done differently if you started?
Get a loan. I would have gotten a loan very fast because when I joined car business, cars were still being sold for 300 and 400,000 naira. And if you get a car of 300 and 400,000 naira, then you will be selling it for 800, 900,000 naira. That's like 300, 400,000 naira gain. So because I joined as somebody still looking for a way to just fit in, I had nothing. So I started from ground zero. And because definitely starting from ground zero, you don't expect anybody to just come and invest in you, just come and believe in you. I wished I had who would have given me money, because I recently told somebody that if I had joined this business with 500,000 naira, where I am, it will be like times 10. I would have gone far, because growing now in the business, a million naira can't even get you a car that you buy and sell. If you get that car 1 million naira, you need another extra 1 million naira to fix it up. But then when I joined, 400,000 naira will get you a baby boy that is ready to be sold. Like you just get it, put it, someone else will just come and get it, and very easy. So I wished I had capital maybe coming in. I wished it was capital for me, because it's a capital intensive business. So I wished I had who believed in me, or I had a platform where I could get a loan. I would have gone for that loan. I would have gone, no matter the amount, I would have gone for that loan.
This question is for you. So, what's the most significant risks you have taken in your career?
The biggest risk I've taken in my career, should I call it risk? It's kind of trusting people you're just meeting for the first time. It's actually a difficult one. If it works, it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So for me, can I classify trust as risk?
yes,
So, so that is it for me, though.
The energy space is a bit quarantined, in the sense that it is not really open for a lot of people to come in. But it's a very technical field. You have to know the job. You have to perhaps be an engineer or be a technician or someone who understands the field, the sector. But for anyone that wants to come in, if you do not have the technicality, you can study. For example, you might not be the engineer, but you might be the person selling the product. The energy industry also has products. There are transformers, there are solar panels, there are batteries. There are a lot of things to be sold in the energy space. So you might not be the engineer, but you might be the person selling. So for people who are not necessarily engineers, because you would have to go to school, do 5 years and all of that, start gaining experience. If you cannot go through that entire route, you can find a product, learn about it, learn how to sell the product. Then when it comes to the technicality, you can work with a company or a group of persons that have the experience and the knowledge to handle the technical aspects of it. So you sell, they handle the technicality involved with it, and you make your money. You can even just be the person that, okay, this company is selling, this is a customer meets company, you collect your money and you're out of the picture. So whatever happens after that is left to them. So for someone that wants to start, that's a good place to start.
How important is networking in your
It's everything. Networking is everything. I've never had to put, okay, this might sound a little bit cliche or touche, but as a business that tries to network people, business owner to customers, basically, I have never had to run adverts and say, come and hire me, I'm a social media manager. And I've always had clients. It was the network of people that I've met. And what everybody should, whatever field we are in, we ought to always know that letting people know what you do is very, very important. You don't know where your next customer is or your next client is, basically. One of the examples of this networking is, so I registered for a very expensive gym. I won't do that anymore anyways, but at the gym that day I was done. I was taking a walk home, and then while approaching my estate, another woman from the gym, I had seen her in the gym, and thank God I'm a Yoruba boy in our tribe. You always greet people. You greet them like you want to greet them back forever. So when she was about to enter my estate, you stay here, ma? Yeah, I stay here. And then we started talking, and I took her number. Whenever you take somebody's number, save their number, check their status, comment. That's how you register your presence in their contact. So I did that, and I'm always, people that have me on their WhatsApp know I'm always posting stuff that are related to everything that I do. Sometimes I get scolded for it, but it has brought food to my table. So I did that, and the woman chatted me up. Oh, you do this stuff? Will you available next week to come and do this for me? Send me what your rate is. Just like that. And through that same network was the gig I was talking about that cut me the biggest check, was from that network. One of my oldest clients that I've been with for 2 years was from a network of friends that I met in a prayer meeting. So I've always had people recommend me, talk about me to their friends, to their families. So networking is everything. You have to always meet people, and when you meet people, register in their mind, let them know they met someone. Oh, I met the social media manager boy. You understand? So that's it.
How do you manage stress or pressure?
Okay. I will use this question to balance the last question I gave, that if I want to change anything coming back to be loan. Well, the reason why I said loan was because of what I know. So if I had collected loan then, I think I might have gone back to my village by now. Maybe I'll be, because of experience, maybe because of the experience I now have, I'm now saying loan, because if I had gotten the experience then and there was a loan, it is boom. So your question again.
How do you handle stress?
How do you handle stress?
I know that to get something, I would have, once I send you the money, I will tell myself, hope this guy will not know. So how do you handle it?
Well, for us, I think stress actually became part of our job because there'll be so many times this is almost it's getting done from nowhere. Something might just spoil. Things like custom paper, things like paper not being genuine, things like you would have calculated the money that this is a done deal from nowhere. And sometimes clients too can be funny. I think I've gotten a client that it was so annoying. I've actually took that client around Abuja. There was no car stand that I connect to. I did not take that client to check for a vehicle. After all the stress, that's why for me now, if you want to come through me to buy a car, if I've shown you 3 to 4 vehicles, if it's not okay by you, gradually I'll just pull back because I know it's going to be a journey of no return because your budget depends on what you get. It's how your budget is. That's what will tell the kind of grade of vehicle you want. So I took a client around Abuja. She saw more than 15 cars and she had complaint for each and every one of them. And I made her understand that you're not buying a brand new vehicle, it's a used vehicle. So there is possibility of doing minor repairs like changing tires, doing 1 or 2 inner curbs and leg, and she was okay, no problem. Do you know, after all the stress, she dropped me. She didn't even take me back to my car stand though. She dropped me somewhere. I took car back to my car stand. And the most annoying part is one of the vehicles we saw that same day, she went back there to buy the car. So you can imagine. So for us, such kind of stress, you can't just dash down to a number and start, why did you do such a thing? So for the kind of business we run, this stuff happens like, should I say every day, every time, because humans are funny. They are looking for a way to boycott you, to just take off the chain, to just go straight to the source, not minding what you have put in, the sub you have paid for, like things like GG, ads you have sponsored, and so on. So for us, I think stress gradually, you just have to have that, you just have to build up to that point that you can just take it and you just see the stress and be like, it's just like one of them. Let it just be. If not, you will not grow because you keep seeing it again and again and again. Now, even beyond the clients, dealer themselves, like our fellow colleagues, like when the woman came back, it was a friend of mine that just sent me a message that, bro, Alpha, send me something. Your client don't buy that car. That was how I got to know she came back. Now, the guy we came to meet for that vehicle didn't call me. It was someone else that knew me. So, such kind of, what's it called? This, sly. Let me put it that way. That's what we use. Slying of people is like an everyday thing in our bit. Just before you know. So those kind of stress, I think we have gotten used to it. Any dealer coming, except it's a new dealer coming in. Any dealer now will just tell you what is my own is my own. That's the language you use now, because you just can't do it all. Because you take somebody here, it's not your car stand, so you can't be there always. So the tendency of the person coming back is so high, so high. And when he comes back, it depends. Everybody wants to sell their car, so it might be that when you brought the client, you give them a difference of $1 million or 2, and the person came back and is saying difference of $1 million or 2. What do you think? So also with the stress comes greed. It's also people's greed that makes people want to boycott. I want to feel if I go there myself, I can still bring down the price and so on. So my business, stress is part of it. It's just part of it. We don't longer see it as stress. It's part of the business.
One piece of advice for my younger self, it would probably be to not worry too much, because when I was younger I worried a lot. I had a phase in my life that things were very chaotic, so it was very problematic for me. But everything I did back then culminated into me being where I am currently, because I had a lot of things. Like I did several businesses, I worked in different places. In fact, I worked somewhere the very first time I got into the energy industry. It was through NYSC. I worked somewhere. It was very stressful, but I got to learn a lot of things. And back then, I was getting very angry and very agitated because I wasn't making a lot of money. So the advice I'll give myself is just relax. Don't stress too much. Don't worry too much. Whatever you are going through at the moment is just the build up to where you are going to be. So that'll be the advice I'll give.
Well, for me, honestly, not really much to change. Just focus more on, that is to my younger self. I'd have focused more on what I'm doing right now than trying some other things that didn't really work out. But in the end, I feel that most of the experiences I experienced that time was what has built me to what I am today. So nothing much to change.
It would be that I should take it seriously, because when I started, it was just, this is just fun, let's just go with it. So I wasn't keeping account of the money coming in. It was just coming in anyhow, nothing to tender, no financial records, no structure in place. It was just chaotic. So if there's anything I would tell my younger self before starting is, this is serious business. Take it very seriously. It could become as big as anything. It could be the biggest in your industry. Just take it very, very seriously.
Okay, for me, I think I would just leave your comfort zone. As at when we started, we were comfortable sitting and managing, even though somebody sold and not sold, we just get shared transport fare. We got so comfortable with that we didn't want to leave that car stand. But I think one of the major shifts that after leaving that car stand, it was just, I wished I knew earlier, my younger self, I would have told him, okay, leave there. That was your comfort zone. You were getting too comfortable there. Leave there. Go out, go search for more contacts, because our business is more of contacts. Go out for more contacts. Go out for more contacts. Go out for more inspections.
Everyone for joining us